following circumstances. One, if he or she absents himself for more than 25% of the period assigned to the course in the semester. Okay? If you absent yourself more than 25% of the periods assigned to the course, you will be disqualified from taking the end of sem exam. Now, secondly, if a student has not completed either of the continuous assessment system. So I told you about 20 and then 10-10. If you do not finish or complete those components, you will not be allowed to write your end of semester exam. Now, the third thing is that if you fail to register, as for that one, you are not a student, or has not been properly accepted to register for that course. Sometimes change, courses. If you have not been accepted and you go into that program, you will not be allowed to take the end of semester. Let's move. Now, again, if a student commits any offense or offenses, which is contained in our statute of the university, for which he or she has not been officially pardoned. Okay, if you commit any offense in the university, which is contained in our statutes, very soon you'll get to know about it. You will not be allowed to write the end of sem exam. And then lastly, if a student fails to return a library book by the deadline given, this is very important. If you fail to return a library book by the deadline, you will not be allowed to take the end of sem exam. Now, let's look at the award descriptions. Okay, at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, when you have finished with your courses, these are the awards we have. Some may have first class, others may have second class upper, others may have, second class lower, pass and fail. So first class, you have made 4.00 and above. Okay, first class, 4.00 and above. Second class upper, 3.00 to 3.99. Are you with me? 3.00 to 3.99. Now, second class lower, then we are looking at 2.00 to 2.99. Now, one makes a pass when the person makes in between 1.50 and then 1.99. Are you with me? As for fail, then it means that you have attained below 1.50. Are you with me? It means that you have failed. Okay, so please, let's try as much as possible to do well and, make the second class uppers and the first classes. It's not difficult if you apply yourself to it. Am I very clear? Right. So the ones I just showed you is the award descriptions for the regular programs. Now let's look at the ones for the competency-based training, the ones with the practical orientation, those in automotive, and the other engineering programs. So we have what we call competent with distinction. It means that you have made 80 and above. Okay, competent with distinction, 80 and above, which is 4.0. So you can do your own calculation. So when you have competency with distinction, 80 and above, what is it? If you look at the regular one, what is it? Okay, so we also have competent with merit, which is between 60 to 79, which is 3.0 to 3.9. We also have competent, which is 50 to 59, which credit point average is 2.0 to 2.9. And then not yet competent, which is below 50, below 2.0. Okay, so you are not yet competent. It means that you have failed. Are you with me? Right. Now, very important. A student can progress, okay, from first year to second year, when you have maintained a minimum of CGPA of 1.5. But, let's not be looking at this. 1.5. 1.5 is very low. If you want to look at this, then you'll be treading on some dangerous grounds. At the end of the day, you'll be sacked from the university. Okay, so let's make sure that we maintain, the levels of the second class upper. Are you with me? Please, let's try. Okay, right. Now, deferment. A student can defer. Essentially, what we are saying is that if you're on a program and because of one or two circumstances, you cannot continue. Sometimes it is because of cash or something. That cannot allow you to continue. What you can do is to defer the program for a minimum of 1 year. Okay. Sometimes you can have a maximum years of 2 years. Are you with me? So you apply to the university that under these circumstances, I can't continue. Okay, I want to defer my program and come back and return the next year. Are you with me? Your reason should be very cogent. For instance, you're unable to pay your fees. The finance officer will tell you that he requires the fees. So you can't be on the program without paying fees. So if you think that you can't, pay your fees to be able to go through the program, then you can defer. It may be some other reasons, probably childbirth or something. Am I clear? It doesn't mean that, when you give birth, you should defer. Sometimes people give birth and they still continue. But if you think that under the circumstance you can't, continue, then you can defer. So what we are saying you should do is that serve a written notice of your intention through the HOD to the dean of the faculty and then to the registrar of the university. Right. Let's look at receipt. Essentially, when you fail an exam, when you fail a course, you are giving an opportunity to receipt. Okay, giving an opportunity to receipt the exam, to be able to redeem yourself. Now, you see here, a lot of students, I'm cautioning you, as fresh students. A lot of students, when they come to the first year and they have issues of receipt, decide not to write. They want to get to probably the second year or the third year to write. Do you know the number of courses you are going to pursue in the second year or third year? To put receipts, down and then write them later. Please, it is important that when you have a receipt, you fail an exam. At the next time that the receipt is available, you register and write the exam. I hope I'm very clear. But I think that those of us here will not have receipt in our course of study. But under some circumstances, when you have it, please register at the student services and write. Are you with me? Please, let's move. Now, let's look at practical industrial attachments. There are 3 different, practical industrial attachment arrangements that we have in the university. It could be field trips. Your course lecturer can take you to a place in industry to familiarize yourself with the things that they do there. During vacation, the industrial liaison office could register you for industrial attachment, or wherever you think you can do your attachment. You can bring a letter from that place, and then you'll be posted there to have your industrial attachment. And then sometimes we also have virtual attachment, which is organized in this university. We bring officials, experts from industry, and then they show you what is done in industry. Now, change of name. Change of name is not allowed. Please. Change of name is not allowed when you are on a program. So whichever program you have signed on to and registered, we do not entertain any application or request for change of name. I hope I'm very clear. So you'll be known by that name till you finish your program. Let's move. Now, notices in the universities, very important. And for that matter, KTU. During our days in the university, we're told to look at the notice board. The physical notice board. But in your day and age, everything is digitized. Okay, so you need to pay particular attention to the notices on the website and other digital platforms. Am I very clear? You may miss a very important quiz or test when you do not check your notices. Am I clear? Probably before you sleep or early in the morning, you need to familiarize yourself with the notices. I hope I'm clear. Let's move. Now, let's familiarize ourselves with the misconduct of students. Misconduct. Okay. Let's say bad behavior of students. Now, it shall be a misconduct for a junior member. When we say junior member is you, the student. Are you with me? Once you enter the university, you are known as a junior member of the university. So when you commit any of the offenses, absence from lectures and other assignments without permission or just cause, it's a misconduct. Verbal abuse of a member of staff. Verbal abuse of a member of staff is a misconduct. Any offense which is declared as minor by the academic board is a misconduct. Okay? And those offenses are in your student handbook, which will let you have it in due course. Insubordination, disrespect, it's a misconduct. Assault or battery. Assault. Raining insults and, exchanging fisticuffs. We don't do that in the university. Once you do that, you'll be cited for a misconduct. And then you'll be hauled before a committee. When you come, you meet this lawyer here. The lawyer will not be nice to you at all when you get there. And any antisocial, criminal, or fraudulent activities committed while on campus or in residence or anywhere against the university. Okay, so don't indulge yourself in any antisocial, criminal, or fraudulent activities. You'll be sorry when you do so. Now, let's look at some examination malpractices. All examination malpractices shall be dealt with in accordance with the provisions stipulated under the Criminal Code of 1960, Act 29 and 30, as well as approved internal mechanism, as well as approved internal examination regulations. So you do not send unauthorized materials into an examination hall or room. You do so at your own risk. Okay, and please, the dean of students is here, and the lawyer is also here. Usually they are on the committee. You see, you do not send any unauthorized material or foreign material to the examination hall and come and give an excuse. No excuse for that. Once you have sent that unauthorized material or foreign material into the exam hall, it's an offense. There's no defense to that effect. Are you with me? once you do that and you are caught, it means that lawyer will tell you you will not graduate with your colleagues. So you see the implication. Once you are caught for this, it means that you will not graduate with your colleagues, or you can be, asked to withdraw from the university. Am I very clear? So it's a serious offense. Leakage. You don't get involved in leakage of examinations. Mass cheating. Impersonation. Collusion. Okay? Irregular activities inside or outside the campus. You cannot substitute work scripts or steal the scripts of other candidates. You see, and here, let me caution you. You see, what some students do is that when they are caught for exam malpractice, they write the index numbers of their colleagues and put them in trouble when they are not the ones, as well as their names, when they are not the ones who had committed such offenses. Please, when you are caught committing such an offense, please, you are in trouble. Okay? And also, insult, assault on invigilators, supervisors, and other invigilators in the lawful performance of their duties in the exam room. Okay? Please, don't get yourself involved in these things. And when you do so at your own risk. Please just move. Now let's look at other misconduct of students. Failure to register within the stipulated period without cogent excuse. We have told you that registration terminates on the 4th of March. By 4th of March, why should you wait by 4th of March to register? You should do so as soon as possible. Failure to write an exam conducted for students by the university. Writing about the university or any of its officers to outside authority without the consent or knowledge of the vice chancellor of the university. Writing about your lecturers. Are you with me? You don't do that. Any other offense that may be declared as a major offense by the academic board or as has been spelled out in the student's handbook. And then ponding. Students, we like ponding a lot. We don't do that here. You do so, you'll be laughing at the wrong side of your mouth. Please, let's move. Now, when you get involved in all those offenses that I have indicated, it's very important. There are a lot of, penalties or punishment that will be meted out to you. You could be giving a warning depending on the degree of the offense. You could be reprimanded depending on the degree. A fine, again, depending on the degree. Sign a bond of good behavior. Suspension from the use of the university services or facilities. Rustication. Rustication. You'll be asked to go out of the university for a stated period. You can be withdrawn from the university. Please, let's move. Now, the students have a representative organ in this university, and that is the Students' Representative Council. They are the official mouthpiece of students, in this university. So the university does not recognize any other body or organization outside the university which purports to speak on behalf of the student body of the university. The SRC shall make a representation to the authorities of the university on matters affecting students. So when you have issues, it is the SRC you speak to for them to help you resolve those issues. Let's move. Right, so I end my discussion here and then take a quote from the third president of the US of A, Thomas Jefferson. He says that, quote, "Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong attitude," unquote. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And St. Paul, don't be scared. You would surely do better. How many of you are anticipating to get a first class? How many? Okay. You know why we have so many hands up? You are still fresh. The pieces of advice from your parents are still fresh in your minds. By the time you get to level 200 or 300 second semester, you ask yourself questions. Oh, me say first class now, I know they need them. Oh boy, a tree. But as many as can aim at a first class, right? It's important. Very, very important. Thank you very much, Sir Macklin. My only problem, this was an excellent presentation. My only problem was that you took a lot of my time. But all that you discussed were equally relevant. Yes, thank you so much. So now that you know everything KTU regarding your academics, you need to know something financial. Is that not it? Yes. So, to give us a 10-minute presentation, 10 minutes presentation, Reverend, 10 minutes presentation. Shall we welcome the Director of Finance, Reverend Prince Bafo Ofori.
Thank you very much. Good morning. It may not be up to 10. Trust me. I really appreciate you for being here this morning. Some 24 years ago, I was also here like this, and I was taught like this. So I really align myself to you. Let me talk briefly about what we must know about our finances. First of all, I want to acknowledge you and your parents for paying the 60% before registration. In spite of the economic hardship, you have done well. Can you put your hands together for yourselves? And if you have not made the payment, as the Academic Affairs Registrar said, kindly do so because it is important. The remaining 40% will be paid immediately we resume second semester. That's the beginning of the second semester. You have to pay the 40% before you register. And that one is for 2 years and above programs. If you are reading a 1-year program, please, irrespective of the letter you have received that you are supposed to pay 60%, please, you are to pay 100%. If you are reading a 1-year program, please make sure that you go and pay the remaining 40%. Although you were allowed to register, but you may not be allowed to enter into the latter course and use the facilities of the university. You realize that our payments are done at a bank through the KTU Connect. Please, we don't accept cash payment. Nobody in this university or at the finance directorate will ask you to come and pay cash, even if it is 1 cedi or 50 pesos. Nobody will accept it. So, if you give your money to anyone, please, you do so at your own peril. If you give your money and nobody at the finance office, accounts office, anywhere, registry, will ask you to bring your fees, them to go and pay for you. No. We operate a cashless system. You must take responsibility for yourself. Please make sure that you pay your fees. We have payment system. You can be on your bed and make payment. So don't give your money to anyone. Please, I want to repeat. Don't give your money to anyone to go and pay for you. Thank you very much. Anytime you make payment, please, even if it is your parent that is making the payment or a friend, a payment on your behalf, make sure that that person quotes your index number together with your name and your program. We identify you with your index number. Your index number is unique. If you quote your name, we may have other names like you, and it will become difficult for us to assign the payment. So always remember that. And remember, if you have not paid your fees, you do not have the right to enter into the lecture hall. As the other presenters said, no payment of fees, no lectures. No payment of fees, no examination. And if you are unable to write your exams, it means you can't progress. So I want to encourage you. Payment of fees is necessary. It's a requirement. So always make money available to pay for your fees. Please don't use the university's account as a way of taking monies from other people and come and take refund. When you ask somebody to pay money in excess of your fees and you want to come and take refund, it may take time. We may charge you for administrative expenses. So please, make sure that the payments that are coming to your bank account is a payment that the university has billed you. If you defer your costs, as was said in the other presentation, and you did not take a deferment letter and you present it to the student accounts, we will continue to bill you. Hello? We may not know that you have deferred your costs, so we will continue to give you bills to pay. So make sure that anytime you are deferring, you go through the necessary processes and procedures, and it is completed before you leave the shores of the university. At this time, I think I want to end my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Reverend. In fact, that was brief. I want to believe that you spoke under the unction of the Holy Spirit. For some weird reasons. Who was a reverend? I saw for someone was on special voice. Oh, that's nice. We shall get there. Okay. Thank you, Reverend. Please do not pay monies to anybody. Don't do that. You can't even trust me. Your lecturer say, can you take this money so you pay on my behalf? Don't trust anybody with money, right? Pay your monies yourself through the bank or the short code. That is very good. All right. So we take our next presentation from the lawyer. Enti montena siye na montie legal terms. Na ye mistake na se nyame amfafie na okotwa lawyer na mu dia. I catch you say okay say orientation no say once you are involved in more practice you'd go home. Oh, but sir, at that time you were fresh and it is the work of the devil. The devil has repented. I spoke to the devil yesterday. He's a changed man. So if you want to be involved in any form of malpractice and blame the devil said he's a changed man or woman. Okay. So our presentation on the general administration of KTU. Lawyer Kwesi Kankambwedu will do us the honors. Lawyer, 10 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, all protocol observed. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am doing this for and on behalf of the Deputy Registrar Administration, the person of Mr. Matthias. Unfortunately, he's on leave, Otia Habainso, and I am doing this for him. Before I start my presentation, let me make 4 strong suggestions to you. Okay, there may be 3. 1, I want to thank Mr. Timothy Ufiajo for compiling this presentation for me. 2, in the year 2021-2022 academic year, the whole of Ghana, KTU was ranked as the first technical university in Ghana. And of all the universities in Ghana, including Legon, KNUST, Cape Coast, Winneba, UDS, Akenten, Apia Menka, STU, KSTU, and all the universities, we were 8th. It means if you are here, you haven't made any mistake. The last and not the least, please, I am very, very simple, friendly, and gentle outside examination malpractice committee. But if you come there, I am a madman. So don't come there at all. I beg you. This time, not in the name of Jesus, in the name of Muhammad. I beg you. Don't come there. Master, let us start. Good. So my task this morning is to talk on the general university administration. We welcome you to KTU, Koforidua Technical University, innovating for development. The vision of the university is to be a reference point for world-class science and technology education and applied research. That is what we want to achieve. That is our vision. And the mission is to provide tertiary, not secondary, tertiary level technical education through the development of career-focused skills in collaboration with industry. It means we alone cannot treat you. We alone cannot teach you. So as we do the academics here, industry also will be there outside, the practicals. And then when you finish, you will join industry to have your employment. The core values of KTU are 3. Innovation. At any point in time, we want to do something new. That is innovation. Integrity. If you should use the name of KTU, if you should drag the name of KTU in the mud, and you come and say, oh, I beg you, please, our integrity will be on the line, and there is no way we will jeopardize with that. We will not sympathize with you, even if you are Jesus Christ. And the 3rd one is impact. We want to impact on you, for you to go outside and then become an ambassador, and then impact on society as well. Now, let us look at the hierarchy of the university. You see, in my region, I won't mention the name so that nobody will play the tribal or the regional card. When you come there, we say, if we are to consider the hierarchy or the hierarchy of the university, we have the council, which is the ultimate power, the highest power, followed by the academic board. Mr. McLean said, when I come, I will talk much about the academic board. I have only 10 minutes. And if you want to know much about the academic board, please get the statute of Koforidua Technical University. I think statute 35. You can find it at page 48 to 50. Don't mind me, that is lawyers. We keep a lot of things in here. So you see much or more about the academic board. From the academic board, we come to the vice chancellor. That is the CEO of the university. Then we come to the pro vice chancellor. In other literature, you will hear or you will see provost. When we say provost or pro vice chancellor, we are referring to, if you were to be in secondary school, say the assistant head master. Then the registrar, more or less, he's the chief administrator or the secretary of the university. He's the first point of call. So we have the registrar, and with the registrar, we have the director of finance. The gentleman who just spoke and left, he is the director of finance. Then we have the deans. We have the librarian, and then we have the directors. When I say directors, I'm any place that you go, any branch of the university that you go, you find somebody as a boss. Not all the branches, but we can have director of works, director of quality assurance, director of audit, internal audit. They are all there. Then below them, we have the heads of departments and then heads of sessions. We are coming down by and large. Boson. Yes. Let us now look at the wings of the administration. You see, initially we saw council. Council is more or less, they will come, have their meetings, take decisions, and go. But the day-to-day running of the university is on the shoulders of the vice chancellor or the VC. So when you go to the office of the vice chancellor or the VC, you will see the following departments which fall under him. We have the internal audit directorate. They will make sure that every money in this university is accounted for, and that we ought to have paid or given out such money before the money will be paid. We have Works and Physical Development Office. If there should be a crack in this very structure, they will come and work on it. When you first came here, you saw some paintings going on. It is the work of Works and Physical Development. They make sure that the institution gets structures as expected of it. We have Quality Assurance and Planning Directorate. Quality assurance. For example, we may be running a program. When we say a program, we mean a course or subject. So when you hear program, it's not about program, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman. No, we are talking about courses. We may be running a program, and they have to make sure that indeed we have the lecturers, we have the accreditation, we have whatever it takes to run such a program. And then the planning directorate. They plan the university. We should have a urinal here, we should have a bank here, we should have this office for so and so purpose, and what have you. Then procurement directorate. I don't know whether you've heard of the PPA Act, Public Procurement Act. With this act, you cannot spend any money which has not been sanctioned. So we have a whole directorate. For example, the chairs that you are sitting on it, they all went through procurement processes. A committee sat down. Kofi brought his tender. Ajua brought his tender. Kweku brought his tender. Everybody, every company will bring the tender and say, if I am to provide you with 600 dual desk, this is the amount. The committee will sit down, look at the quality, and then the amount. The cost-benefit analysis will do it and say, because of A, B, C, D, company A will say, I'm giving you 6 months to pay. Company B will say, I'm giving you 2 months. And when we sit down and we do the cost-benefit analysis, we say, no, let us give it to company A because of the 6 months. It is the duty of the procurement directorate to direct those things. Then we have Directorate of Health Services. I want to believe some of you have been to the university clinic. We have health officers there. They are responsible for our health, our medicals, whatever we do here with respect to medication. I don't want to use the word drugs. Medication, it is their duty. Then institutional linkages and international programs. That office used to be occupied by my good sister over there. Right now, she is your mother. She is the dean of students. Institutional linkages. For example, UPSA, University for Professional Studies, Accra, wants to do a collaboration with KNUST with respect to maybe a master's program on some of their courses. That office, institutional linkages, will, as it is, collaborate with UPSA. They will sit down, know the number of years for the program, the amount to be paid, if there are any monies to be shared, the percentages, those kind of things. And the international programs. KTU has linkages with foreign tertiary institutions. Like, is it University of Johannesburg? Yeah. She's mentioning it. Several universities outside Ghana, we collaborate with them and then do programs. So that office is responsible for it. Now we come to the office of the Pro-Vice Chancellor. Over there we have the deans of faculties. So of all the faculties that my good senior mentioned, FBNE, engineering, and what have you, we have deans over there. If we say deans, we mean the bosses or your fathers who will be responsible for you as far as that faculty is concerned. We have Office of the Dean of Students. There she sits, Dr. Patricia Gunn. She's the Dean of Students. In Latin, we say loco parentis. More or less, she is your mother and your father on campus here. So anything, please. Her doors are open 24/7. You can go to her in it, but don't go there with nasty. And I repeat, nasty situations. Like, I want to approach this girl. She's not understanding me, so Dean of Student coming. No. She will not do it. Then we have the Guidance and Counseling Office. Please make use of that office. Now let me tell you a story. When I was doing my first degree at the University of Ghana, first semester, I had 4 A's, 1 B, and then 1 D. 4 A's, 1 B, and then 1 D. I thought I couldn't go along with the D, so I registered for the paper that I got D. I only went to the Guidance and Counseling unit and they told me, oh, Master, you have made a mistake. Mind you, when I was going to the university, I was married. So when they saw me, they thought I was an elderly person. They said, you made a mistake. You could have gone along with the D. So make use of that office. Again, as we sit here in Ghana, per our laws, we have several mad men and women here who are mad, including myself, but we don't know. In Ghana, the issue of law, the issue of insanity is issue of law. Okay? So we have several madmen and women here, including me, but we don't know. You may be suffering from mental disease, which you yourself, you do not know. You will sit down, you will learn, and it will not get in there. You go there, Guidance and Counseling Office, they will advise you, they will counsel you, and then you move along. Industrial Liaison Officer. If you are to do attachment, if you are to go on field trip, as my good senior mentioned, Industrial Liaison Officer is responsible for that. And then the office of the university library. We have both physical and then e-library. The books are there, you can read them. There are some on systems, PC, computer, that one too, you can read it. So we have a whole session or unit for that purpose. Visit the library. Visit the library, please. That place should be your second home. And for the purposes of some of us, when we went to the university, especially second degree, we were told that the course is a triangular one, from your hall to classroom, classroom to library, library to hall. So it's a triangular one. Make use of the library. Now we come to the office of the registrar. Under the office of the registrar, we have the deputy registrar, human resource. She or he deals with all issues concerning staff. So as you sit here, you don't go there because you are not yet staff. He or she deals with all issues concerning staff, their promotion, their leaves, their papers, their traveling, their documentation, let me put it in short. Then we have Office of the Deputy Registrar Administration, the one who is on leave and I am acting in his stead. That office too, we have the General Legal and Consular Office, Public Relations Office, Transport and Security. It doesn't concern you much. When you get to the river, you will cross it. Then we have Office of the Deputy Registrar, Academic Admissions, Examinations, Student Services. There he sits, our chairman for the day. Anything concerning your academics, your calculations, anything you don't understand, make use of his office. We have student welfare. The office of the Dean of Students is the #1 point of call as far as student welfare is concerned. Take advice from him before you go to your SRC. Then we have the Office of the Guidance and Counseling. I have spoken about it. Press on. Student governance. The SRC is the official mouthpiece of the student body. So you dare not to form any other mouthpiece. You dare not to ring any radio station and say, I am speaking for and on behalf of KTU. Please, the official mouthpiece of the university is the SRC. They are represented on most of the statutory committees. For example, council, university council. We have your SRC president as a member. So any decision that will come out, it is not solely from elderly persons. Your president is a member of the university council. He is a member of the disciplinary committee as far as examination more practice is concerned. Several committees, you have a representation or a representative on it. Management works in consultation with SRC to ensure maintenance of the welfare of the students. Okay, so the SRC is a link between you as students and then the management. So they work in tandem. Okay, they work together. Please forgive me. Lawyers, we like using Latin too much. They work together for your own benefit. Academic ceremonies. My good senior spoke about it. Matriculation, that will be your baptism. So you are not baptized yet. Then we have congregation. The matriculation, it is a way of accepting you, admitting you into the university. And then the congregation is a way of saying you are now an apostle of KTU. Go out and exhibit those characters. General information. It is important to read notices. Please. You have your institutional emails. Senior, am I making the mistake? You have your institutional emails. So if you cannot visit the physical notice board, please make use of your emails. It is also important to attend the lectures. Let me say that it is not important, it is compulsory. It is not important to attend lectures. It is compulsory to attend lectures. Now, you will hear some common terms in the university, so pay attention here. When you were in secondary school, you heard the senior high school. Here is a university. We don't ring bell here. We don't say that it is time. Go for your breakfast, go for your lunch, go for your supper. We don't do those kind of things here. You can sleep as and when you wish and get up as and when you wish. You can decide not to write the exams, but if you don't write the exams, you know the consequences. So, Paul said, "Me ya abofra no, me dwen say abofra, sisi ya manyini no, manyi." You know what? Let me tell you one thing. Right now, the presumption, and when we say the presumption, it is without any contrary information. What we all believe in is everybody here is a grown-up. So this my young lady cannot say, because our respected MC said, "Are you here to represent your sister or what?" Cannot say that I'm a child. The presumption is once you are here, you are all grown up, and you are supposed to go by that. In secondary school, you will hear senior housemaster. Here we have the dean of students affairs. There she sits. In secondary schools, you will hear courses. Here we will say program. You will hear subject in secondary school. Here we will say a course. You will hear house. I belong to house 1, house 2, ajemambedu, yellow, blue, red, opokuware, or say tutu. Here you will hear hall. In secondary school, you will hear house master. Here we have the hall master. And then in secondary school, you will hear house prefect. Here we have the hall president. Press on. So, in conclusion, you are all welcome to the family of KTU. On behalf of management, I wish to seize this opportunity to wish you a happy and fruitful stay. Don't do what I will not do, because if you should meet me over there, you'll be laughing at the wrong side of your mouth. This is a secondary school phrase. Thank you very much. May God bless us all.
Thank you. We can do better, can't we? Good, 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 good. Thank you very much, lawyer. By this time, you'll be thinking, you have a lot of rules in this school. It is everywhere. So, my dear, you are a grown-up, okay? Even if you are 16 and you are here, think like a grown-up. All right. So you can decide to sleep all day and not come for lectures. And we can also decide not to let you write the exam. The court is in your ball. All right. So you take questions. You've had 3 presentations, if I'm correct. We take questions. Questions. The first question. Sir Macklin, you indicated that in calculating the GPA, it's your credit hours multiplied by your grade. Yes. And so if I have a reset in 2 courses, would it affect the calculation of the GPA, or it will still be like that? In any case, if I had 2 resets in 3 credit hour courses, will it affect the calculation of my GPA? All right. Question number 2 from you. Oh, today too, you are leaving everything for Jonathan. Where is Richmond? Okay. Yes, Joe.
My question is that under what condition is it liable that the entire script of exams will be cancelled? Should I continue?
Yes, ask.
Okay. My question is that under what condition would the entire script of exams be cancelled by the lecturer? Because I have a friend who I spoke to, and she was telling me that they did write their exams and the lecturer cancelled the whole paper without any.
They didn't write the exam.
Yeah, they wrote it. They wrote the exams,
Uh-huh.
but the entire paper was cancelled without
Okay,
any
okay.
notice.
So under what circumstance? Okay. Sir, did you get that? Under what circumstance can a lecturer cancel a student's paper? Yes. You mentioned your name. We know Jonathan. We don't know you. So mention your name. Okay, come for this. Come. All right.
So I'm Maxwell, and I would like to know whether scientific calculators are allowed.
Scientific calculators.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. I had a college, I had a university, so everything
I'm
is
Jonathan.
allowed.
I want to ask that how do you handle crime cases, alcohol, drug abuses on campus?
Okay.
My second question is, we know we are responsible for our own safety,
Yes.
and I want to ask, are we safe here? Thank you.
Okay. Let me answer the last question. You are more than safe in KTU. You are more than safe. But just as you indicated, safety is a matter of individualism. So you need to take care of your own safety. But in KTU, you are very safe. All right? Okay. Yes, Richmond. Is it Richard, eh? Okay.
Please, I'm Richmond.
Okay.
Pertaining to the academics, I'd like to ask, maybe during an examination and a student is very ill and has been transferred to the sick bay, would the lecturer fail the student or allow the student to recover from the sickness? Thank you.
Is that supposed to be a question? All right. Anyway, please have you gotten that down? What is it? Oh, I should just. Okay. Last question, so that please bring the microphone here. Last question, so facilitators can answer. Then we take the next batch of questions, 5. Then we move to the next presentations.
Please, my name is Tete Ishmael. I want to ask, maybe the situation where someone is doing maybe building technology and a person want to switch the course, would the person be permitted to do, and how would the person go about it? Thank you.
Okay, but the person chose the program that was given to him by the person's own self.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. I think you asked the question whether when somebody writes a receipt, it will affect the person's GPA. Yes, I mean, it surely will. What happens is that once you are writing it twice, it will be doubled, okay, and accordingly divided. I think Jonathan was talking about circumstances when students' script is cancelled. Well, it hasn't come. This matter hasn't come. Did it happen in this university? University of Ghana. Okay. Okay, I mean, otherwise I was going to say that it hasn't come to the notice of the administration. But the point is that if the lecturer suspects cheating or some form of collusion, he has to report it for an investigation to be done. Okay, and when it is found out that really there was some amount of cheating, then the appropriate punishment will be meted out. I mean, the lecturer cannot just cancel it and leave it at that. I mean, we don't do that. Whether or not scientific calculators are allowed, in some of the programs, it is allowed. Essentially, those of you who are doing engineering, it is allowed. But in some other courses, it is not. Drug abuse. I don't know why you are thinking about that. But the point is that if you have an issue with drug abuse, reference will be made to the clinic. And then the guidance and counseling officers will be asked to assist. And then the requisite diagnosis will be made for you to be helped. What's the name of the gentleman? Whether when you are writing an exam and you are sent to the sick bay, as to what happens. Now, let's look at it this way. I mean, if it is temporary, okay, if it is not a serious ailment, and probably the doctor can deal with it for you to come back and write. I mean, that can be done. But if it is a serious ailment, which will keep you at the clinic for some number of hours, what will happen is that because there's evidential proof that you were sick and you were sent to the hospital for treatment, you will be asked to write the course as supplementary exam, not receipt. I mean, receipt, just like the MC, the question the MC asked, it affects your GPA, but supplementary doesn't, because there was some evidence, or I mean, something happened which was beyond you, okay, and therefore you'll be asked to write it supplementary.